Good evening, all you crafty ladies and gentlemen. This is Jennifer here with JENN-Menship Jewels. It's a little after 10 p.m. at my home in Louisiana. And I don't know about you, but for me, it is a little easier for me to get crafty late at night when my life has kind of slowed down and the chaos and all the excitement of the day has been put to bed, so to speak. I have the dishwasher going and the washing machine running. The cat's playing here on the table with me. He just has to be up here when I'm crafting. It doesn't ever fail. And all the kids are going home, and the 87-year-old roommate, she's gone to bed. And so I figured, you know what? I feel like making something pretty. But first, I'm going to show you guys 2 bracelets I made last night. These are to be stacked, and I'm going to make a third tonight to go with it. Just not 100% sure of what I'm going to make it of just yet. Because the person that's getting these, I actually think I'm going to continue blending just these 2 beads for her. Because she likes very simple, very refined taste. And yes, that's my cat walking by. Hi, Scuttle. Can you please go? Thank you. So, but you know, I figured tonight, let's do something crazy. And let's design something together. And you know, I think I'm in the mood for us to do something that I've never done. And let's do a black and white. What do you think? Sounds good? I think it sounds pretty good. So I'm going to dig through here for a moment while we chat and get some pretty black beads out. And, you know, I'd like to know, what did you guys do today? I had a very busy day. For those who don't know, I take care of 4 children during the day, Monday through Friday, 3 of which are my grandchildren. 1 is my bonus grandbaby. Couldn't love him anymore if he was my grandchild. And anyway, that makes for a very crazy, chaotic, busy life as it is. I also have 2 fur babies. A cat, Scuttle, who thinks that my table and my craft space is the best place to be in the world. But every time I go to sit down and make something, he wants to be right smack dab in the middle of it. And I'm like, but Scuttle, could you please? And he's like, but no, I couldn't. Because, you know, I want to be where you are. And I like all the things. So, I also have my Morky Teddy, who is my baby. He's already been trying to put me to bed. Every night he starts walking back and forth to the bed. And he'll come back and forth to me and look at me like, Mommy, are you ready? I'm ready. Why aren't we going night-night? I want to go to sleep. So I'd like to know, do any of y'all have pets? And what kind of pets do you have? What do they do? Do they rule the roost? Or are they more of a laid-back, whatever kind of pet? Scuttle's very relaxed and refined. If you give him a lap, he would sit on your lap all day long. And other than to eat and go to his litter box, he wouldn't move. He is definitely a lap baby. So is Teddy. But the issue is, all 4 of my babies are too. And, you know, as much as I love my fur babies, my two-legged babies absolutely come first. So, there's that. And I'd also like to ask everybody, what state are you from? And if you're not from the U.S., where are you from? Let's get to know each other a little bit, you know? That's what life's about. Oh, and we were talking last night a little bit about things that we like to do, and you know, one of the things I had mentioned was I love to read. Well, I'm going to go real fast if you guys will excuse me, and I'm going to grab the book that I'm reading currently. It is actually not something I would typically just pick up, I think, but it is a really good read. I have a problem when I pick it up. I don't want to put it down. And for somebody who needs to go to bed at a decent time, yeah, that is a problem. So, I'll be right back. Give me one moment. Let me grab that. I do apologize for not having it before. This is, as I said last night, and if you're new here, I am visually impaired. I have one eye that I actually can see out of, and so everything has to be large print, no matter what it is. And this is a 2 edition. The first book out of it was very good. It's The Bookshop on... Oh, excuse me, I am so sorry. It's called The Bookshop on the Corner by Jenny Colgan. Very good. No complaints. Easy read. Just really good. Not a problem. But this one is just really pulling me in. And it's called I'm Still Here. And I believe I'm pronouncing it right. Je suis là. And it's by Cleiliavit. Well, for me, being from Louisiana, we would pronounce that C'est la vie. So I don't know if that's exactly how the author pronounces their name, but regardless, it's a great read. So I would totally recommend either book for anyone to read, but that's what I'm reading currently. So, what are y'all reading? I've got my black beads out. Got those all nice and together. And now I'm going to get my white beads. And then we're going to just lay these babies out and see what we come up with. How we decide to design these. A lot of times I get my beads through thrifting. A lot of times in the past I had bought beads through Temu. But the majority of my beads come from Amazon or from Hobby Lobby, Michael's, the now obsolete Joann's. I used to get a lot of beads there. Just many different places. I always prefer to get my beads in person rather than order them. And that's just, I guess, a selfish reason on my part, because I really like to look at my beads and feel my beads, touch my beads. I enjoy that. I enjoy the texture of my beads. Again, I'm going to use my Stretch Magic string. This particular one I did get from Hobby Lobby, but you can get it on the internet. You can get it through Amazon. You can get it at Michael's. You can get it all over. Excuse me, I'm drinking my nightly water because that's a thing with me. and you do pre-stretch. Always remember that. I'm using a big eye needle from Beat Along, which Beat Along is sold at Michael's. And because of my vision, it takes me a moment to get my needle open. So I do apologize in advance. I'm not trying to frustrate anyone. I just can't see. So it takes just a little minute for me to actually get that little slit open. So if any of you crafters out there have any tips on what can I do to make this particular part of the process a little easier, I would love to learn from you, because no offense, this is the hardest thing, is getting this booger open. Phew, got it. Okay, now I feel like I can start something, because I've got my needle threaded, and so we're good with that. And I can set that to the side. Now let's design this bad boy. I'm going to make this approximately 7 inches, and I always say approximately just because you never know with how you design something. Is it going to come out evenly at 7 inches? Because, like, for instance, you put this on the board for 7 inches. You put it through your thread and needle, okay? And it shows 7 inches very clearly. But once you stretch it and lay it back down, it does not measure 7 inches. It is about 6.5. So therefore, you have to add more beads. Well, I like to plan ahead when I do my beads, because, for instance, my oldest daughter, she wears tons of jewelry at her job. She's a senior nurse director at a very large hospital in New Orleans, Louisiana. So she likes to dress up, and it's part of her job to look nice. And she's very professional. There is never a doubt that she is a professional when she walks into a room. You know that she's got her stuff together, so to speak. Well, okay, that's great. But how did she get it together? Well, what did she do? Well, for her, she enjoys more than anything stacking delicate bracelets. No matter what style, she enjoys stacking them, and usually she likes to stack in groups of 3. Occasionally she will do 4 if they're very tiny, but usually it is in groups of 3. And so when I lay out my beads, immediately in my mind I'm thinking, how can I use these same beads and create 2 other bracelets? Because many people in her demographic, age, profession, lifestyle in general, like to stack their bracelets. So in doing so, you know, think ahead of the game. For instance, these I started off with 2 white and 1 black. I don't have as many black as white, simply because these blacks were part of a large group of beads that I got, and they just did not have as many in this size, and this is the size I needed. So my next bracelet will probably be one black, one white. And I will try to get one that will be the size I need. And as I said, I typically make it 7 inches. Look how pretty this is coming out. Isn't that gorgeous? And I'm not adding any bling to it. I'm letting the beads speak for themselves. Now, there are some beads and some bracelets. I will add the rondelles. I will add the spacer beads with the little diamond looking. I will, I will add it, okay? I love beads of all kinds and all sizes. I have so many different shapes, you name it. But that being said, I like the beads to speak for themselves. I like them to tell their own story because you don't know who's going to wear them. Is it going to be a teenager who's getting her first, quote, quote, grown-up jewelry? Is it going to be someone like my daughter, a professional in an office? Is it going to be someone who doesn't usually dress up, but has a special event for once, and they really want to, just feel extra pretty? Not that they're not beautiful every day, because I personally believe we all are. I make no apologies for saying right here and now I am a Christian. And as such, I believe that each of us were created in His image. So I believe we're all beautiful. I believe we all have worth. We have value. We have merit. We matter. And a lot of times we can't see that. I mean, let's face it, life is hard sometimes. My brother passed away the day before Father's Day. Just found out a cousin through marriage. Her dad passed away. He just literally fell dead on his feet doing something in an act of service to help someone else. And God called him home. Well, you never know what someone's going through. You never know their story. So I like to believe every little piece of jewelry that I make, every craft I do, because sometimes I do diamond painting and I'll give them, when I complete them, I'll give them away as a gift. And when I do that, I'm not doing it because, oh, I want to make a inexpensive gift for someone and that'll be that. No, I'm doing it because I care. And, if I make something for someone, it's because that reminds me of them. It speaks to me about them. Now, we've pre-strung these, right? And we had them exactly at 7 inches. Now, if you see on my board, I have measured right here exactly 7 inches. And I have space. I have to put another black bead and I have to put 2 more white beads on this bracelet. And now I'm going to measure it again and see, did we reach that 7-inch part? Have we made it? And oh, we are so close. But we have not exactly made it. But we are close enough. Let me stretch it one more time, because we are literally within 1/8 of an inch of being 7 inches. So Because I don't know if this would be something that a particular person already would want, I normally would just cut this and stop it now. But I know this person, they're going to want this, so I'm going to go ahead and make it large enough for them. So I'm going to add another black bead. Okay, I'm going to reach over here and get 2 more white beads. And I try to keep all my beads as separate as possible, but when you have as many as I do, it's hard sometimes. Let's face it, sometimes they just grow and they multiply. It's like little bunny rabbits at night. That's what I like to think. So, all right, this is perfect for them. So now this one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my needle out. Okay, place that down. And then I'm going to pull my beads. I'm going to cut my string. Then just for good measure, I'm going to go ahead and stretch a little bit more. Now, this is how I tie. I go a single knot to secure in place. Then I go 1 in, hold it, don't let go. Go back in with that same string on that same side. Pull it through, that's 2. That's called a surgeon's knot. That is how I like to do my tie. So we're going to go in again. We're going to go 1 and make a single. Okay? Everybody does that. But now we're going to do a surgeon's knot again because my string is thin and stretchy. So we're going to go 1 in, hold it, pull that same one back through, 1 in, that's number 2, pull it tight. Now, I look at my knot, and then I look at the hole on my bead, and I can still hide my knot. So I'm going to go ahead and go 1 more single, pull it, and 1 more single, and pull it. Now, I do work with bead wire a lot, and I cover my knots with the bead wire, with the knot covers. But these are strictly stretchy bracelets right here, right now. And this isn't my size, but excuse the old lady hands and all the scratches and what have you, whatnot. Isn't that beautiful? Don't these beads speak for themselves? It's just lovely. Now, I'm going to show you a trick. Okay, if you know you're making a second bracelet for the same person, if you wanted to, I'm not going to do it, but if you want, you can start with a bead, and you can literally count your beads all the way around, and you'll know exactly how many beads you need to make the same exact size bracelet for someone. Okay? But I don't need to do that with this one. So I'm going to put that aside for a minute, and we're going to go ahead and see if we can't get one more bracelet out of these black beads. They are just so beautiful, and this size is just, it's scrumptious. I mean, it's just really, really something that just speaks for itself. I mean, everybody has to have a little black dress or a little black outfit, so to speak. You never know when you're going to need them, right? There's always an occasion. So, you don't know what that occasion is, but hey. Let's see. We're going to try 2 and 2 first. see how I like that, because we may do 2 in 1, just the opposite of what we already did. So I'm trying 2 and 2 simply because I know I don't have a lot of these black beads, and so I want to most definitely have enough to at least get this second bracelet, and hopefully still have enough of them to inlay and incorporate, not inlay, incorporate into yet another bracelet. I'd like to have a third. It's not going to happen, I can tell you that. I do have these same black beads, just a size larger and a size smaller, so I may play with that. We'll see. But again, I know this particular person, and I'm going to need extra. Okay, now, I actually love the 2 and 2. I think it's bold, it's different, it's almost like color blocking, if you would. Really cool. So I think we're going to go with that for this second bracelet. I just have to get my string. It kind of got caught up for a minute there. And again, I used the Stretch Magic string. It's just, to me, the best there is. Kitty Cat, you're on my needle. I need you to move, my love. At least to let me get my needle. Can Mama get her needle? Where did it go? Scuttle. His big old hiney slid it. Alright. But I found it. I got it. Okay. So now let me get this doggone thing open again. Again, that's my biggest struggle. Hi, baby. I know you love me. I know it's your bedtime. You just want to be by me. But again, if anybody has any tips or tricks on getting these doggone things open, help a woman out. I'd appreciate it very, very much. So now, what kind of things, again, not only do you do as a fellow crafter, Teddy, no. I apologize, that's my Morky. When he sees someone walking close to my patio, he goes nuts. He's like, I got him, Mama. I'm gonna protect you. I'm gonna eat him up. And he's all of maybe 6 pounds. Maybe. And that's pushing it. He's little. But he thinks he's big and mighty now, let me tell you. So, let's talk about hobbies other than crafting. For instance, do you collect anything? I myself have a couple of things I collect. I collect Pioneer Woman, not as much as I used to, just because finances and space and just some of the new stuff that she's coming out with, I'm just not quite feeling it. So, but I have many of her things that I truly love. I also really, really, really love Cinderella. She has always been my favorite Disney princess. I will be 55 tomorrow. So that's been for quite a while. And there's just something about her that always just really resonated with me. And I absolutely adore Gus Gus. And if you've ever watched Cinderella, you know who Gus Gus is. And then my favorite Disney villain is hands down Maleficent. I mean, she's just big, bad, mean, and evil. But she's still kind of cool, okay? But probably my biggest collection, because I still have about, I'd say 600 to 700 pieces. Now granted, some are incredibly small, are turtles. My mother passed away when I was 9, and she had started this turtle collection prior to my birth, and I have just religiously and faithfully added to it throughout all my life, even as a young person. I love turtles, and I love turtles in real life. My biggest desire would be to have my own turtle as a pet. And my grandson Owen, who also shares my birthday, he was my 43rd birthday present. My daughter teases me that she can never outdo that birthday present. She can't grow me a tiny human every year. So she said that's the gift that keeps on giving, and I agree. He truly is one of my biggest blessings. The other 3 are named Jack Henry, Oliver, and my precious Josephine. So, yeah. Those are my favorites and the things that I collect. Do you like to cook? If you like to cook, what kind of things do you enjoy cooking the most? I used to love to cook when my kids were home, and I used to love to bake. But now that they're gone and they have their own homes, I just don't do it. Not near like I should. Now tonight, for instance, we had baked pork chops with butter beans and mashed potatoes. That is by no means a true cook meal, but it was okay. I'm not complaining. And my roommate did not appear to complain either. Okay, this is perfect. So there's that. When you cook, if you are a cook, what is your favorite recipe? Do you want to share? I would love people to comment and interact. My dream and my desire for this channel is not only to craft and visit and get to know one another, but it is also to build a community of like-minded people who enjoy some of the same things, as well as people who are not necessarily of the same mind but still enjoy the same things. I'm going to tie off this bracelet and show you the 2 of them together. Then I'm going to end this video for tonight, simply because I believe that it's gone on long enough. I certainly don't want to bore anyone, and I, by all means, enjoy being here and enjoy crafting with you. I'm going to try to come on every couple of days at least and do something. Maybe next time it'll be diamond painting. Maybe next time we'll be talking about my book that's so good. Who knows? Or we may still be making jewelry, because, you know, that really is the thing I love to do the most, is make my jewelry, make my bracelets. And I've just hidden that knot. So now I'm going to put these 2 bracelets together as that person would. And if you look and see, they stack so nicely. And as you see, I have the pattern of 2 white beads with 1 black. And then, oh, phooey, I gotta fix that. I left off a black bead. I'm so glad I noticed that. That's me being human and not perfect. But this one is 2 white beads and 1 black. This one is supposed to be 2 black beads, 2 white beads. So on and so forth. But I did skip a black bead, so I'm going to redo this and fix that in the morning. Or maybe after I shut this off. But you see, we're all imperfect. We all make mistakes. And the best thing about making mistakes is you get a do-over. You get to try again. That's the same way it is with life. You know, we make mistakes. We're not perfect. But that's okay. Because in not being perfect, we get a second chance. So with that, I'm going to tell you good night. God bless. Love you. And hope to see you all again. Bye.